Hello, my friends. My name is Darren Gerdes, and welcome to the Daily Brief. So here are the losses. Just yesterday, another 1,000 invaders are off the battlefield. Now, what's interesting about that is yesterday I talked about how the number of losses, if you are about 700 or more a day between now and February 24th, Russia will have lost more than 400,000 by the 2-year mark, and that's incredible. Same thing with tanks. They can replace about 3 a day. That's about what the replacement value is, and they lost 10. So it's something to keep watching. Okay, this is why they have to keep up the fight. Almost 10,000 civilians die from Russian military aggression, almost 7,000 missing. Those numbers are certainly higher. The Russians keep pounding civilian targets, including National Police reported damage and destruction by the enemy of 3,700 educational institutions, schools, 1,600 hospitals. That's a violation of every understanding of international treaties. Almost 9,000 critical infrastructure facilities, 185,000 residential buildings. But even as recent as 1 week ago, January 23rd, Moscow's military does not target civilian infrastructure and residential areas, unlike Ukrainian forces, Dmitry Peskov has said. Wait a minute. So how did these 185,000 residential buildings get destroyed? Well, I mean, it must have been Ukraine, I guess. All right, let's keep going. I want to look at Zaluzhny again. I was talking about this particular article yesterday. Zaluzhny's dismissal rumors shocked the EU. And I was looking at it like through the lens of a psyop from the Russian side, and I got it wrong, I think, because I think there's more to the story. It's almost like it was like that, but as I read The Economist and I read the Washington Post today, I'm thinking, no, there was something there that the Russians are amplifying, trying to gin up even more drama. But it looks like what happened was, if you go down in the Washington Post article, Zaluzhny proposed mobilizing close to 500,000 troops. I remember that, a figure that Zelensky viewed as impractical given the scarcity of uniforms, guns, and training facilities and potential challenges related to recruitment. Zelensky had also publicly said that Ukraine lacks the funds to pay so many new conscripts. Zaluzhny countered that Ukraine is already short of forces due to mounting casualties and needs to match 400,000 new soldiers that Russia plans to mobilize. So I think there is a real rift. And Zelensky was about to do it, and when word got out, he backed off. That's my read at this point. Okay, Russia approves a law to seize assets of critics of war on Ukraine. I read this and I was thinking, oh my goodness. So they're having fits over the idea of America and the West, Europe, seizing oligarchs' assets and using that to fund Ukraine, but they're giving them every reason to go and do this, and I think it's a bad idea to seize the oligarchs' assets. I think that's going to hurt the financial system, but it's moving that direction pretty headlong. Okay, Boris Nadezhdin, a Putin challenger, submits bid to run for president. It'll be interesting to see if his 100,000 signatures were deemed legitimate 100,000, or if he's going to be knocked out of this because they find some technicality or some reason why not. Last thing, ISW. So back to Zaluzhny. Ukrainian officials continue to deny rumors about the purported dismissal of Ukrainian Commander General Valery Zaluzhny. And again, I think that's because when the leak first came out, there was such a reaction to it. There was an allergic reaction to it, and they backed off. But last thing, the anticipated Russian 2024 winter-spring offensive effort is underway in Kharkiv, Luhansk Oblast border area. So I'm looking at this this email here, and you can see it here. Oops, you can see that. And it says this, I have to read it off here. Attention, free evacuation from the city. And we're talking about Kherson. This was a public message sent to those living in Kherson. It will be held on January 31st, that's today, in the following directions: Krabnitsky, Uman, Vinnytsia, Ternopil Lviv. Inform your loved ones and acquaintances about the possibility of leaving for safe cities. To make an appointment, call the following numbers. And yeah, so that's a legitimate thing that they're talking about here. All right. Thank you for your time, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and the coffees, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.